I didn't lose everything in one day. That's what people get wrong. Loss, real loss, doesn't come like a storm that tears your house apart in a single night. It comes quietly, slowly, almost politely. It knocks, and you don't even realize you've opened the door. I was not always this man you see now. There was a time when my voice carried confidence, when my steps were fast, when my eyes didn't carry this weight you see in them today. I had a home filled with laughter. I had people who loved me, not because they had to, but because they wanted to. And I had her. She wasn't perfect. No, she was far from it. But she stayed, even when I gave her reasons not to. That's the part that haunts me the most. You see, I didn't lose everything because I was unlucky. I didn't lose everything because life was unfair. I lost everything because of something inside me, something small, something I ignored, something I thought I could control. But it controlled me. At first, it didn't look dangerous. It looked like pride, just a little pride, the kind that makes you believe you're right, even when you're not, the kind that whispers, "Don't apologize, they'll understand." And so I didn't apologize, not the first time, not the second time, and eventually, not ever again. She would stand in front of me, her eyes searching for something, maybe a little softness, maybe a sign that I still cared, and I would look at her and say nothing, because in my mind, I was right. That's how it starts, not with shouting, not with breaking things, but with silence, a silence that slowly builds a wall between two people who once couldn't stay apart for even a few hours. I remember one night, she sat beside me, closer than usual. That was her way of trying to fix things. She didn't like distance. She feared it. She said, "We don't talk like we used to." And I laughed. I laughed. Can you imagine that? I thought she was being dramatic. I thought love didn't need effort once it was already there. I thought she would stay, no matter how little I gave. That was my mistake. No, that was my beginning of the end. Because love doesn't die loudly. It dies quietly, in moments you don't even notice. It dies when you choose your ego over a simple, "I'm sorry." It dies when you stop listening, but keep talking. It dies when you assume they'll never leave. And one day, she stopped trying. That's the day I should have been afraid, but I wasn't. Because when someone stops arguing with you, it doesn't mean peace. It means they've given up. I didn't understand that. I thought, finally, no more drama. But what I didn't see was that I had already lost her. Her body was still there, but her heart had quietly packed its bags. She smiled less. She spoke less. She stopped asking me how my day was, and I didn't notice. Or maybe I didn't want to notice, because noticing would mean admitting that I was wrong, and my pride wouldn't allow that. It's strange, isn't it, how something so small can destroy something so big. Years of love, undone by a few moments of ego. Then one evening, she stood in front of me again, but this time, her eyes were different. There was no anger, no frustration, just emptiness. And she said something I will never forget. She said, "I don't feel anything anymore." Those words, they didn't hit me immediately, because I still didn't understand. I thought feelings come and go. I thought she was just tired. So I said something careless. I said, "You'll be fine." That was the moment I lost everything. Not when she left, not when the house became silent, But in that exact moment, when she told me she was gone, and I didn't reach for her, I didn't fight, I didn't beg, I didn't even try, because I thought there would always be time. There is no greater lie than believing you have more time. A few days later, she packed her things, quietly. No shouting, no tears, just silence. The same silence I had given her for years. Funny how life works, isn't it? It gives you back exactly what you gave. She walked to the door, paused for a second, and I thought, this is it. This is the moment she turns around, runs back, and everything goes back to how it was. But she didn't. She opened the door and left. Just like that. No drama, no final words, just gone. And suddenly, the house felt too big, too empty, too quiet. That's when it hit me. That's when everything I had ignored came crashing down on me all at once. I tried to call her. She didn't answer. I sent messages. No reply. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. And the silence became permanent. That's when I realized something that broke me completely. She didn't leave because she stopped loving me. She left because I stopped showing her that I loved her. There's a difference, a painful difference. Love is not something you feel. It's something you show every day, in small ways, in words, in actions, in presence. And I showed her nothing. I thought love could survive on its own. I thought once you have someone, you don't have to keep choosing them. I was wrong. So painfully wrong. And by the time I understood, it was too late. Years have passed since then. The house is still here, but it doesn't feel like a home anymore. Her laughter doesn't echo in these walls. Her footsteps don't fill the silence. It's just me now, and my thoughts, and my regrets. You know what regret feels like? It's not loud. It doesn't scream. It sits quietly beside you, every single day, reminding you of what you could have done differently. It replays moments in your mind, over and over again. But this time, you say the right words. This time, you apologize. This time, you hold her hand. But it's not real. It's just your mind, trying to fix what your past destroyed. I sit here now, at this age, with all the time in the world, and no one to share it with. And I think about that one thing, that one small thing that cost me everything. My pride. That's what it was. Not anger, not hate, not even misunderstanding. Just pride. The inability to say, I was wrong. The refusal to be vulnerable. The fear of looking weak. And in trying so hard to never lose, I lost everything. If you're listening to me right now, if you have someone in your life who still tries, who still cares, who still chooses you, don't do what I did. Don't wait. Don't assume they'll stay. Don't let your ego speak louder than your heart. Because one day, they will stop trying. And when they do, you won't get a warning. You won't get a second chance. You'll just get silence. And trust me, silence is the loudest consequence you will ever hear. I used to think strength was about winning arguments, about proving a point, about never backing down. But now I know, real strength is saying I'm sorry when it's hard. is choosing love over being right, is holding on when everything inside you tells you to pull away. I learned that, but I learned it too late, and that's the truth no one tells you. Life doesn't punish you immediately. It waits. It lets you believe everything is fine, and then it takes everything, all at once, and leaves you sitting in the ruins of your own choices. So if you remember anything I've said, remember this. It's not the big mistakes that destroy your life. It's the small ones, repeated every day, until there's nothing left to save. I lost everything because of something I thought was nothing, and now all I have left is this story and the hope that you don't make the same mistake I did.